And now, your First Alert 5 weather.
Hey everybody, our wind from the last 24 hours has been kind of crazy. Now, I wanted to run through some of the top wind reports we've seen in our viewing area. Right near La Vida, it's a little bit west of town, about 5-6 miles west. Our sensor clocked a 76 mile per hour gust. Alamosa gusting around 64, so we're talking highway driving speeds, even a little bit over that. We go Springfield and Baca County gusting around 60. That's where Aguilar and 25 was gusting. Springs, we gusted to 50 at the airport, in Pueblo right at about 47 through the overnight hours, and so it was extremely windy. Now today it's much lighter. From now through 3 o'clock we start to bring a little bit more easterly wind in. Now that's going to be cooling us off, so by the end of the day, by 6 o'clock, the winds are still easterly, but a secondary cold front will actually start to shove a lot stronger wind out of the east and southeast back into the mountains tonight. And that is when we start to watch for some snowfall overnight, with temperatures diving really cold back into the teens and the low 20s. When we take a look at the satellite radar imagery, this is from this morning. We see some energy sliding down from the north, and as that cool air backs into the mountains, we will develop some upslope flow. Now we use upslope and downslope flow a lot. It's when the air runs up a mountainside or up a raised terrain or down a terrain. When we go down, we tend to dry out and we get warmer. When we go up, we can cool and condense moisture out. And in this case overnight, it could be some snow. If this was warmer months, it would be maybe some drizzle, sprinkles, or fog. But we think from 10 to midnight, we'll start to get some flurries at the very least developing in the Pikes Peak region. Now, newer model guidance through tomorrow morning is actually suggesting maybe in the Wet Mountains and by Walsenburg or La Vida, a little bit of accumulation could try to develop overnight, but by 4 to 6 o'clock, any sort of flurries really start to get out of the way, and we should be fairly dry going into tomorrow by the lunch hour. So the snow we're forecasting is pretty weak because it's that process where the air just kind of rises and spits out a little bit of snow. But we still think we could get, because the air is so cold, a dusting to 2 inches in parts of the Colorado Springs, Monument, Black Forest, Teller County region, and maybe just a dusting or at least some flurries from Rye back to Walsenburg and Trinidad. But if you kind of break down the citywide accumulation, it generally gets an inch or more towards like Manitou, the Broadmoor, the Air Force Academy, or Monument and Black Forest. The higher you go, a little bit more likely you are to try to grab an inch of snow overnight, maybe just a touch more. But we know for sure on Friday it's very cold through the extended. It's only a high of 36. We'll have the clouds and that little bit of snow in the morning with light totals, and I think the roads will hold this pretty well, but your grass will be white, and we say chilly through the weekend, especially in the mornings. Pueblo, there's a possibility of a couple flakes overnight tomorrow morning, but then I think we're just in the 50s through the weekend, and we have a better chance of a shower, really some snow next week. Could get a flurry, Canyon City, but I just don't really see accumulation out there.